Hello everybody. This is Kirusho here, and now, before I do continue, I do want to say a few things. I am going to be working up to the point in the script I have mapped out in my head. I've been doing research on the series and have found that a lot of things I already have set up do actually help in more of the story building. So, this is a very complicated thing. If you guys do notice that there are either short periods or long periods in the upload schedule for this thing, there's no upload schedule exactly. I record off rip and map things out in my head with the information I do have. That's why some of my series have spontaneous uploads. Now, to anyone who's very excited for this series and to those who know me, please understand. I need proper information to properly cook and make series very good. Now, that's why the One Piece series has been on hiatus for a second. I do need to bring it back. Anyways, now, with that being said, let's give a proper review. In the last part, a number of events have happened. We had Izuku Ryome, or as he is properly named, Izuku Ryomen. Izuku, he has been through a lot in 15 years of life living at the Sukuna temple with his family, his cousins, his aunts, his uncles, and his mother and father, along with people who do worship Sukuna and people who take care of his family. Now, a lot of things have happened in Deku's life. At the age of 4, he was diagnosed as quirkless, and that devastated Izuku. And that was the day he discovered negative emotions, and those have been building for a long time. Now, Izuku, he felt isolated. Being the descendant of Sukuna already provides him with a very poor look into society, how people perceive him. And fact of the matter is, he feels like an outlier even in his own family. Everybody has abilities but him. His cousins were born with some, and he saw them manifest quirks. His older cousins have some, even his little sister and older brother have quirks. And that definitely does do a number of things on a psyche. Now, Deku at the age of 15 was told by his father the truth about the temple. 200 years have passed that people have lived here. His father, his grandfather, his father's father. You name it. Ever since the first generation of people who have lived here, they have kept on. And that has meant a number of things. However, there's also been a number of mysterious things that have happened here. People believe this place to be cursed because of mysterious murders, suicides, and incidents that have been caused by this place. But that can easily be swept under the rug and explained simply. This place is not a place normal people can live. However, Izuku, he saw some of these incidents, heard about them, and after he even met his ancestor, he talked to his father about how crazy all this shit was. To Izuku, it just does not make sense. He met Sukuna and saw his grave. He spoke to the man, briefly in a dream. And that, it just has a lasting impact on you. Though his father was quite adamant. Never go back down to the basement again. And Deku, he wasn't so sure what to say. His family is well taken care of. They live freely on the temple grounds, and everything they want is provided to them and paid for. They are royalty. His ancestor was the king of Japan, the literal living god of Japan, Sukuna himself. How can you not say they're not royalty when people treat them with a lap of luxury? Though with that luxury does come isolation. And Deku, he currently does sit at school. There's been a lot happening. A lot of weird things. It's been 2 weeks, and he hasn't really said too much about it, but it's been weird. His dad is still a little annoyed that he went down there. But the door wasn't sealed. His dad says it was, though. He just doesn't understand it. That doesn't make sense to him. How do you. How did he do that? The man's grave, he saw it quite clearly. But the pressure in that room, the feeling he got from it just doesn't make sense. Deku going to lay backwards, and he is currently on the school rooftop. It's the middle of lunch. He should be eating with friends, should be eating with anybody, even a cute girl or people who just consider him a person. But he's not. His older brother is studying for exams for college. His little sister is still in elementary. And his cousins, yeah, they go to different schools. Though even then, he's not sure. He's just not sure. They all get raised differently, though they all do return home. I mean, he likes his school, but no one here likes him. And the bell is going to ring. Currently, Deku going to sit up and think about it a lot. Him walking back to class as he does go sit down. And the day does go a bit more normally. And there is where he does get a leave. Currently, him walking back home, as some people, they do see him. And Deku, he does go to turn. Him looking around as there is where a car is going to pull up, and it does go to open. The person expressed to Izuku about how they may have been a little late. However, they're quite happy that he's still here. It's fine. I'm going to step inside and sit down. The person asking him if he'd like anything, or if they are well stuck at the temple. They could stop by for a treat somewhere. I'd just like to go home, please. All right then. Well then, you heard the boy. The driver going to listen and take off. And Deku does a look at the window. Him with a lot on his mind. It's just so weird. Super weird. And Deku, he does see a few things. People walking with friends, guys walking with girls, and just a lot of things. Stuff that he should have. Though, does that matter? Are you alright? There's a lot on my mind. It just has been very complicated. Him looking at the door and staring at... What the fuck is that thing? Now, the person's going to turn their head, and they do get to see a young couple. And they do something to smile. They can understand it. It must be quite lonely, being someone so intricately known, yet unknown. And they do something good to express. Given enough time and effort, Izuku could probably find somebody. Though, he really should not give up. He is, of course, very, well, intriguing for a young man. He's got his head on straight. And he knows everything that he needs to do, doesn't he? Yeah. And there actually is from Deku's point of view. There is the young couple, yes, but there's also the serpent wrapped around that girl's neck. And the way it stares down with that massive eye. I mean, it's practically squeezing down about to choke her. And the girl's going to bring her hand up. Or now her, someone grabbing her throat, and then someone cough. And Deku, he does stare at that. I'm alarmed as the girl acts like it's not even there. Her and her boyfriend going to walk down the road after the crosswalk does allow them to go through. And their car, it does go to drive off. Deku, someone's still staring at that, before he's to turn back. And he does try to ask them if they saw that. Yes, I did. Young love at work. Isn't it beautiful? Sure, sure. That was fucking weird. Now, Deku does have a lot going through his mind, though it's still unknown to him. And there is back at the temple. Deku, he does get out of the car and the persons to express that they do have a few things to do, some errands to run, and a few more things to gather. They were going to make a very extravagant dinner tonight, and they were hoping that Izuku could give recommendations for dessert. Um, Bread pudding. It sounds really good right now, actually. Though, maybe even a coffee cake. Hmm. Well, I don't think the children will like coffee cake, so bread pudding it is. Though we will pick up one for you. Um, you don't have to. The vehicle gonna drive off. And Deku's a turn. Him comes with sigh and walk up the stairs. There's a lot going through his mind. Though that weird serpent, it's just one of the things he's pretty sure he's seen. Mysterious activity on temple grounds, my ass. That going through his mind. His dad always talked about weird sightings and weird things here. Not just the ghost, but the people who've died here. And that it does somewhat concern Deku. Right now, him getting up the stairs and looking around. And there is at the top of the shrine arch, right at the entrance to the actual home. There's somebody sitting up there, and Deku doesn't turn his head. Him looking up a little confused, and the person, they just won't sit there. Run their hand up on their chin, and they do stare on. One of them looking at all the people that exist here. The Sukuna clan. He was quite busy in the old days, though 4 families. Isn't that quite nice? Isn't that quite hefty? It's quite possible that one day one of them may help. One of them may do it. Though they've been watching over for the last how many decades? It does begin to somewhat draw old. Get old? Though they do express admiration. Bringing him back is a possibility, a definite possibility. And it certainly is nice. That's odd. Them turning their head and looking down. Right now, them staring down at Izuku Ryomen, the young boy that was born some time ago into this clan. Wait a second. Can you see me? Deku looking back down and going to walk in. On the person, they do the leap down. Now Deku walking into the shrine as the person, they do stop at the entrance. Them bring their hands up and going to express. Wait. They want to talk to him. Can they actually see him? Hello? Hello? Them bring their hands up and over their head, yelling out. They don't want to be ignored, especially by one of him. Somebody of Sukuna's line. Now, Deku does get to stop. And he does get a turn. The person having a smile on their face as their eyes go to widen. Since this boy has cursed energy, he can actually see him. And this, it makes him very, very happy. Because right now, this could be the person they were looking for. The person to aid in Sukuna's revival. And that does make them laugh a bit. And Deku stares at them confused. Okay. Why are you here and why were you up there? Answer that question. I've been waiting for someone like you for a long time. To think it was the boy born 15 years ago. How do you know I'm 15? I've been watching over your family for a very long time, waiting for something to happen. In fact, I even do help, let's just say, tend this land. I've been waiting for a while, thinking that he may just pop up himself. Though, this place is soaked in cursed energy. To think that you'd actually be able to see me, though, that's a first. Actually, quite exciting, too. Are you a sorcerer? A what? A sorcerer. Do you practice with cursed energy? Dabble in it, understand it? Have you seen weird creatures? Like that one over there. I'm gonna point out. And Deku does get to turn his head. Him confused and highly disgusted. Ew. Okay, I can see that. What is that? That is a curse. Though, like me, it is made up of negative energy, of humans. However, I am different. Special grade. Though, it is of not special grade energy. What? It's simple. I'd explain it to you more, but I have questions. Many questions. Your ancestor. Do you know if you've spoken to him? If he's alive? I I don't know if I should answer that. I'm an ally, young man. I seek to help your family. Bring back the King of Curses and put him back on top. Maybe even eradicate your species. Though I do have questions about that. How do you perceive that? I don't know how to feel about that, actually. People treat me bad, people treat me like shit. In fact, I don't know how to feel about that at all. So, so stay away from me. I just, I don't know what to do. Okay? All this crazy stuff's been popping up and I don't know how to handle it. I hear about the suicides and murders my family's basically lived on the land of for over a century. I don't know how to feel about any of it. It's crazy and I don't know. Everyone thinks Sukuna was a crazy sociopathic monster. And what do you think? I I don't I don't know how to answer that question. Why? Because you were born without power? Like your family. This conversation is over. I'm gonna turn and walk away. And the man, he doesn't bring his hands back up. Wait, wait, hey, hey, hey! And Deku, he doesn't walk inside. Him annoyed by that person. But it does make him question it. Sukuna had power and he used it. Sorcerer. Sorcerer. Hmm. That that term. Where has he heard that before? It's a fictional term, isn't it? I'm gonna look into it. And Deku, he does find quite a lot of things. Sorcery is magic, but that thing outside, the person, they talked about a curse. He doesn't. Huh. Maybe he's wrong on this? This stuff might be similar to it, but not exactly like it. Though, it does pose more questions. Now, Deku does try to ignore the person outside. They don't step foot in the shrine or in his house, but he knows that they're still out there. And it certainly is weird. And the family, they do have a large meal. Them talking about a few things and celebrating the fact that his older brother passed his exams. And this does mean quite a bit. But Deku, he does sit there, him with a lot going through his mind. His older brother is being celebrated, and he sits there across from his family, aunts, uncles, and cousins. He turns and sees Yuki, Ayuma, Kado, Kenji, Keki, Ruki, or Riki, Riku, and Tatsu. All of them have abilities. All of them are happy and excited. I mean, Keki and Keiji are twins. They always have someone to rely on. They're together for everything. Kata, Yuma, and Yuki, those three are pretty close for family. I mean, they all practically grew up together. But they're closer with Hashi than him. Riku and Tatsu, they're closer to Mita. It all feels, yeah, it sucks. Now, that does go through Deku's mind. He hates it. He doesn't like it. Even in his own family, he's the outcast. Even in a family full of people praised by worshippers, he doesn't have friends. He has yes men. That's all he's got. He could run away, reinvent himself. See about that. But there's the possibility that it could get his family in trouble. Get them, well, maybe get him thrown in jail. His father thrown in jail, possibly. But if he just stays on the run, changes his name, dyes his hair from black to something else, it could work. It could work. And that, it does pass through Deku's mind. But then he doesn't hear a whisper. Him gonna turn his head. And currently he does a stand. His dad turning and asking Izuku if he's alright. Hmm? Yeah, sorry, I need to go to the bathroom real quick. We'll hurry back. We'll cut the cake. And then, well, we'll probably all watch a movie. Do something. Together as a family. His dad gonna smile. And Deku, he does get turn away. He can tell his father's putting on a front. There's something worrying him. But he can't tell what. Though, that sound he heard. Did his father hear it? I'm gonna leave. And Deku, he quickly makes his way to the washroom. However, he doesn't go to the one close by. He decides to go down the hallway and all the way to the other side of the house. And it's close to his room. And Deku, he does have a lot going through his mind. Currently, him going to go to the bathroom and put water on his face. Just trying to think about this crazy phenomenon. Talk to his dad about it and see what he says. It's certainly a possibility. I mean, talk to him, see what he says, find out he went cuckoo like one of his ancestors, potentially all this weird, crazy stuff, be locked up or institutionalized for talking about curses. Yeah, because that's a good fucking idea. Just think, Izuku, think. Deku gonna look up, and he does see Sukuna, the man standing right behind him. And Deku's to turn around, him not seeing anything. But how is that possible? And Deku, he doesn't hear that sound again. The sound of dripping water. Him walking out of the bathroom and gonna turn, deciding to quickly make his way to the door, since he's curious. Last time he heard that sound, the door wasn't sealed, so he's curious. Deku quickly gonna move downstairs, and right now running down the hallway. Him going on the other side of stairs and seeing the door. Right now it being cracked open. And Deku, he does gotta bring his hand up, grabbing onto it as he does gotta push it. And it does gonna move. And Deku, he looks around the room. There's seals all over the walls. There's the coffin, and then there's the pressure, the feeling. Can you hear me? They're going to freeze and going to turn his head. Hello? There you are. Finally, someone worthy of my acknowledgement, of my line with power. Though not a very good adept at using it, are you? So, who might you be? My descendant? Someone of my line who actually knows about cursed energy. Very poorly, however, yet someone who could be suitable for my needs. You're dead. How are you speaking to me? A little setback. Death can't stop me. You know, I'm willing to talk to you. Izuku, speak to you face to face. However, that will be quite challenging. So, let's cut to the chase. You have the ability to see curses, use cursed energy. The fact of the matter is, you have been put through it by the world. And what has it done to you? What has it given you in return? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I make an offer to you, my descendant. Take the world. Take it. I'm willing to bind you in a vow. Speak my name and make it final. Speak my name and I will help you take the world. I will show you true power, and I will show you what it's like to be unopposable, unstoppable, and possibly get close to my level. I have doubts about you. I have doubts of many of my line who have wasted the blood rushing through their very veins. But you are different. I can see it. Your dark nature has been suppressed. All of you do it. All of you sicken me. I tell you this now. Embrace it and take charge. Give in to what you want to do. Give in to what you want to say. Give in to everything and give in to your desire. I know you want power, boy, and I am willing to help you get it. Now, speak my name. And Deku, he does stand there. He's got to be going crazy. That's what this place does, right? People, they die. The woman who hung herself 5 years ago. No, Deku, backing away. And he just won't yell out that he's not real. And under Sukuna, he does it a frown. As Deku, he has to slam the door closed and turn, bolting back upstairs and rushing back to his family. And whenever he does to arrive, everybody, they do see Deku. But he looks a little, well, scared. And Izuku, he does want to try to brush us off. He's fine, he's fine. He thought he took too long, and, well, he, you know, worried a little bit. You okay? I'm fine. I'm fine. Mita, just sit down. What do you mean you took too long? You were gone for 5 minutes. Deku a bit confused, and everyone they do stare at him before going back to what they were doing. However, Izuku's father, he does turn his head, a little concerned. Izuku's not looking so hot, and right now that makes him question a few things. Whether or not his son saw something, though that can be brushed off right now. talked about later. Right. Everybody, everybody always sees something. He's okay. He should be fine. He's he's got to learn. Now, Deku's father does a turn back. Him gonna raise a glass as the children do to raise their cake. And he does express, here is to Hashi. And hopefully he does do better on some exams next year. And this will lead him to a good college. Now, Deku, he does gonna raise a plate. And everyone, they do begin to eat. As there actually is later. Where Deku, he does lay awake. Hashi's asleep, and the adults, they stayed up for a while. They drank some more and eventually went to bed. So, it's just him. It's just him. Right. Though, what he said, power. He actually has power? Cursed energy. Is that his quirk? Take a looking around and not seeing anything. Cursed energy is not an ability, boy. It's something that any human can learn. Though you have enough of it to perceive the world differently. That is simple. Your potential is great and you don't even know it. Again, I come to you with the offer. Speak my name. Take a vow with me. Complete one task and I will give you some power. Let you experience what it is truly like to have power. And you can do great things. Izuku, I can see it in you. You are repressing your very nature as my descendant. You are not worthy of my name. Hey, I'm going to stop talking. And Deku, he does sit there, a lot more concerned. As right now, Deku, he does gotta stand up, walk outside, and sit down. Him with a lot rushing through his mind. And currently he's gonna turn his head and see the man in the distance, sitting there at the entrance to the shrine. And he has to turn and wave out towards Deku. And Deku, he does sit there as well, thinking about it. All his life he's been told to just be careful, wary, to just let things go. Nature versus nurture. Give in to his violent nature. Be violent. Maybe take a stand for himself. Use his ancestor's name to actually get something that he wants. Friends? Someone to care for? No, that's stupid. If he is to use Sukuna's name, he'd have to use it properly. Be like his ancestor. Do what he wants, take what he wants, and do whatever he thinks is right. That actually does sound a little nice. Though, there are certain things that do make him concerned. And Deku, he does sit there, somewhat lamenting on this. He's way too curious about this power. Way too curious. And right now, Deku, he does sit there, with a few ideas rushing through his mind. People don't like him. People hate his family. Avoid them like the plague. I mean, it's just simple. But with actual abilities and powers, bring his family's name back to the forefront of the world. Become the king. make them understand his family's place. And that it does go through his mind. A lot of things are going through his mind at this moment. The idea of finally having power to take a stand, make the world in his own image, take down real villains, take down false idols, people who, that they're not false idols, they're just heroes. Very popular, but they're bona fide walking fucking brand deals. And that does annoy Deku very much. Now, with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed, and have an amazing day. I'll catch you guys in the next part.